Welcome back to GH Always channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking twists in General Hospital history, the sudden death of Dex Heller, a tragedy that has left Port Charles reeling and fans utterly stunned. What began as a hopeful recovery after a stabbing has quickly turned into a devastating loss, and the ripple effects will be felt across the entire town. But who is truly responsible for Dex's death, and how will those closest to him, especially Jocelyn Jacks, cope with this massive loss during the holiday season? Let's break down the situation and explore the emotional and psychological impact of this heartbreaking turn of events. Jocelyn Jacks, a life shattered by tragedy. Jocelyn Jacks is no stranger to loss, but the untimely death of Dex could push her to her breaking point. Just a few years ago, she tragically lost her first love, Oscar Nero Quartermain, to a brain tumor. The grief of that loss has been one of the defining moments of her life, and now she faces a similar heartache with the passing of another boyfriend. In the wake of these two devastating losses, how will Jocelyn hold herself together? With the holidays looming, a time that's supposed to be filled with warmth and joy, Jocelyn will likely feel the weight of this tragedy even more profoundly. Her grief is bound to be complicated by her feelings of betrayal and anger, especially towards Sonny Corinthos. Dex's death, if indeed it is tied to Sonny's dealings, may feel like an extension of the same pain Jocelyn endured when she lost Oscar. Will she blame Sonny for not protecting the people she loves, just as she's blamed him in the past? The emotional burden of losing two significant loves in such a short time is immense, and it could cause Jocelyn to spiral out of control. Will she lash out in anger? Could her grief lead her to act in reckless ways that put her and others at risk? The possibility of Jocelyn suffering a mental health breakdown, especially with the holiday season casting a shadow over her, is more than just plausible. How she handles this immense loss will shape her journey for the foreseeable future, and it's uncertain how far she might go in her pain and frustration. The mysterious circumstances of Dex's death. While Dex's stabbing initially appeared to be a straightforward injury, the manner in which he died has raised suspicion and unease among the residents of Port Charles. Originally, it seemed like Dex would make a full recovery, as Dr. Lucas Jones had reassured everyone that the surgery was a success and there were no immediate signs of complications. However, Dex's sudden passing after the procedure has left many questioning what went wrong. Fans are beginning to piece together the chilling possibility that someone may have tampered with Dex's medication. Cyrus Renault, the notorious mobster, has been lurking in the background of this situation, and it's not beyond the realm of possibility that he was involved. Just as he orchestrated Sam McCall's tragic death after her liver donation surgery, could he have had a hand in Dex's demise as well? Sam's death, caused by the lethal injection of digitalis into her bag, was one of the darkest moments in recent GH history. Could Dex have suffered a similar fate? The fact that Dex's passing mirrors Sam's is more than just a coincidence. It suggests a deliberate pattern of manipulation and cruelty. And with Cyrus still looming over Port Charles, fans are right to wonder whether he played a role in cutting Dex's life short. The potential fallout of Dex's death. While Jocelyn's grief and anger are expected, the larger impact of Dex's death will undoubtedly affect the entire town of Port Charles. His passing is more than just the loss of a character. It could have far-reaching consequences that ripple through the lives of those who knew him. Sonny Corinthos, for one, will undoubtedly be at the center of the fallout. He has long been tied to the underworld, and Dex's death, especially if Cyrus is involved, could implicate him in ways that further complicate his already troubled relationships. But it's not just Sonny who will be dealing with the ramifications of this tragedy. The medical team at General Hospital, led by Dr. Lucas Jones, will likely face scrutiny as well. With Dex's surgery initially deemed successful, how will they explain his sudden deterioration? Could there be questions about the hospital's protocols, or even an investigation into whether something was intentionally overlooked? It's possible that the hospital itself could become a battleground as the truth behind Dex's death is slowly uncovered. Cyrus Renault's shadowy influence. Cyrus Renault is no stranger to manipulation and deceit, and his involvement in Dex's death could be part of a broader plan to tighten his grip on Port Charles. His history of playing dirty, including his role in Sam McCall's death, paints a grim picture of what he's capable of. Fans are already speculating that Cyrus may have tampered with Dex's medication in a way that mimicked Sam's demise, using the same method of digitalis poisoning. But what is Cyrus' endgame here? Is he trying to eliminate anyone who poses a threat to his criminal empire, or is he simply seeking revenge on those who have wronged him? Whatever his motivations, Cyrus' shadow continues to loom large over the city, and it's clear that his reach extends far beyond the immediate people he's targeting. If he was indeed responsible for Dex's death, it would send a chilling message to everyone in Port Charles: no one is safe. Dex's heroic sacrifice, a final farewell. Despite the tragedy surrounding his death, Dex's role in Port Charles has been pivotal. He was more than just a police officer, he was a man caught between two worlds, the law and the chaos of the criminal underworld. Dex's quiet strength and unwavering sense of duty made him a character worth rooting for, and his untimely passing will leave a gaping hole in the fabric of the town. Dex's relationships with characters like Jocelyn, Sonny, and even the hospital staff will be remembered fondly, but it's the sense of sacrifice that defines his legacy. Dex gave everything for the greater good, and even in death, he may still play a crucial role in exposing the truth behind the darkness that lurks in Port Charles. As his story comes to a tragic end, the question remains: will Dex's death serve as the catalyst for change in the town, or will it be just another casualty in the never-ending war between good and evil? The grief that follows, will Jocelyn break? Jocelyn Jack's struggle with grief will likely be the emotional heart of this storyline. In addition to the loss of Dex, she's dealing with the pressure of the holiday season. The juxtaposition of a time meant for celebration with the intense sadness of losing someone close to her will undoubtedly intensify her emotional distress. Her past trauma from losing Oscar will resurface, and the combination of these two losses may push Jocelyn to a breaking point. The idea of a mental health breakdown isn't far-fetched, especially given the magnitude of the situation. Jocelyn may find herself spiraling out of control, struggling to keep her emotions in check, and possibly even reaching out for help, though whether anyone will be able to provide the support she needs in time remains uncertain. Final thoughts: what's next for Jocelyn and Port Charles? The shocking death of Dex Heller sets the stage for a devastating emotional journey for Jocelyn Jacks. As she grapples with grief, anger, and betrayal, the residents of Port Charles will be forced to confront the dark truths that have been simmering beneath the surface. Will Jocelyn be able to recover from this devastating loss, or will it send her down a dangerous path? And with Cyrus Renault's involvement becoming more apparent, what will the future hold for the residents of this turbulent town? Stay tuned to GH Always for more updates on this heartbreaking saga. Until next time, keep your eyes on Port Charles, where no one is ever truly safe.